In a small town in Washington, a 7-year-old girl wakes up speaking a language no one taught her, but one that hasn't been spoken in centuries. At first, everyone thought it was just a game. But when she drew maps of places that no longer exist and named people who had long been dead, the questions began. Who is this child, and where or when did she really come from? Her name is Ellie. Bright eyes, curly hair, a quiet kid. Until the morning, everything changed. She sat at the breakfast table and whispered to her mom, "Good morrow, Mother. Shall we partake of bread and stew?" Her mom laughed. "What?" Ellie looked confused. "Forgive me, for I know not what jest I've made." But it wasn't just a joke. Over the next few days, Ellie stopped responding in English. She spoke in a strange dialect, later identified by a local professor as early modern English. The kicker? She used terms and sentence structures that hadn't existed for over 300 years. Her drawings got weirder. She sketched a manor house labeled West Brigg Estate. When her mom Googled it, nothing. But at the university archives, buried deep in a dusty book, there it was, West Brigg. A British estate burned down in 1694, and Ellie had drawn the fire accurately. Her parents took her to a child psychologist. The psychologist recorded the sessions, and one night, Ellie whispered, "I do not belong here. The air burns my chest. Bring me back to the field." The field. She said it every time. The field where the sun split open. No one knew what that meant until a geologist was brought in and confirmed a meteor struck a field near an old English village in 1693, right where West Brigg once stood. Enter Dr. Lena Shaw, a linguistic archaeologist. She heard about Ellie and didn't believe it until she sat in front of her, and Ellie whispered, "Thou bearest the look of one I knew, but older." Lena froze. Her ancestor, Catherine Shaw, had vanished from that same region in 1694, a missing person case before such things even had names. Lena showed Ellie a family tree. Ellie pointed to Catherine Shaw and said, "She sang to me when I cried." She smelled like rain. DNA tests confirmed it. A match. Ellie wasn't adopted. She was born in this century. But somehow, she carried the genetic memory of someone who lived and died over 300 years ago. Then came the tapes. A janitor cleaning out an old university storage unit found boxes of reel-to-reel tapes labeled West Brigg Audio Log, 1962. On one of them, a woman's voice said, "The girl appears again. Same dress, same accent. She speaks of fire, of a field, of a house I swear was never here." And then a second voice, a child's voice, whispering, "I am not your time." It was Ellie's voice, but the tape was from over 60 years ago. Ellie vanished one night. No break-in, no signs of struggle, only muddy footprints leading to the woods. The last thing her mother heard? A soft voice in the hallway whispering, "The field is calling me home." Ellie was never found, but 3 weeks later, a British excavation uncovered bones at the site of the West Brigg estate, a child's skeleton wearing modern-day pajamas. A year after Ellie's disappearance, Dr. Lena Shaw couldn't let it go. She'd quit her post at the university, traveled to England. West Brigg was long gone, reduced to ash and myth. But then she found a journal, buried beneath loose floorboards at a nearby inn, written in Ellie's handwriting. Only the paper was over 300 years old. Back in Washington, a strange phenomenon began. On the night Ellie disappeared, 911 dispatch received 17 blank calls, all from inside the same 1-mile radius near her home. Recovered audio showed only static, but when the files were slowed down 800%, a voice emerged, a girl, whispering, "Not lost, not gone, just echoing." The files were leaked by a whistleblower named Jason Arlo, a technician with the state's emergency response system. He disappeared 3 days later. His last tweet, "I saw her, Ellie, in the woods, but she wasn't a kid anymore." A declassified memo from a Cold War-era program called Project Vesper resurfaced in a FOIA request. It detailed intergenerational echo disturbances in children exposed to high EM field zones. One report described a child named Eliza in 1961. She too spoke 17th century English. She too vanished. Her photo was attached. It was Ellie, not someone who looked like her. Ellie herself, same eyes, same smile, same chipped front tooth from falling off a bike in 2023. A child seen in 2 centuries. A girl echoing across time like a skipping stone. Meredith's home security camera captured movement last month. A figure in the hallway at 3:11 a.m. Frame-by-frame breakdown shows a girl standing at the foot of the stairs. Ellie, wearing the same pajamas she disappeared in. She stares into the camera, smiles, and mouths something silently. Experts used lip-reading AI to translate. "I made it home, but not for long." Dr. Lena Shaw returns to Lincolnshire after receiving coordinates from an anonymous email. The coordinates lead to the meteor impact field, but something is different now. An old oak tree stands in the center. It wasn't there before. Buried in its roots, a stone tablet inscribed with strange carvings, some from the 1600s, others modern. One symbol matches the Project Vesper logo. Another, a carved phrase, "To break the bell's curse, the cradle must fall again." Lena hacks into archived files from Project Vesper. Among the documents, she finds echo event registries, a global pattern of children who speak in old dialects, vanish, then return with knowledge they couldn't possibly have, age backward or forward irregularly. It started in 1910. The names include Eliza Shaw, Eleanor West, E.W., E.S. Every entry loops. Each girl becomes the next. They are the same child repeating across time, reincarnated in different families, bodies, and eras. Ellie was never lost. She's trapped in a cycle, and she's trying to wake herself up. One night, Meredith finds Ellie standing in the hallway again, but this time, Ellie speaks. They call it the Cradle, a machine that hums under the ground, beneath the stone, beneath the tree. It resets time. Every time I die, I begin again. Meredith: "Who made it?" Ellie: "You did. In another life. You tried to bring me back, and now I'm stuck." The light flickers. Ellie begins to glitch. Her voice overlaps with another, a child's, a woman's, an old woman's, all at once. Then she vanishes into static. Ellie was never lost. She's trapped in a cycle, and she's trying to wake herself up. In a private log, Lena describes finding a forgotten bell tower just miles from West Brig. Locals say it rings backward at dusk. Lena climbs the tower. At the top, she finds a journal. It's addressed to her in her own handwriting. "You made it this far. I did too. If you read this, you've met her, Ellie, Eliza, Eleanor. She's the echo. I am the origin. Break the cradle, burn the bells, or she'll never leave." Lena drives back to the field with gasoline and a sledgehammer. She smashes the tablet. Lights pulse from beneath the soil. The oak tree begins to bleed. Screams, Ellie's screams, fill the air from nowhere, from everyone. Lena sets the roots on fire. The sky rips open. For just a moment, time folds. And then, silence. The next morning, Meredith wakes at 3:11 a.m. No flicker, no hallway lights, just silence. Then, a knock on the door. She opens it. Ellie, 7 years old, holding a teddy bear. She says, "Did we win?" Was the curse broken? Or has the cycle simply restarted again? In every century, the child reappears. And somewhere out there, another bell begins to ring.